Hello, everybody. Judy Tuttle here from Tuttle Up Stamping. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Midland, Texas, and I'm here for day 5 of my 31 days of Facebook Lives. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. I'm excited to show you our project, which is using the Floral Delight suite today, which is my class that I'm doing on Friday, which is today's the last day to register for that. So I wanted to give you a little taste of the beauty of this suite and talk to you about some other things going on. Let me pull up some slides here. You know, I always start my Facebook Lives with some information. Hi, Linda. Hi, Laura. You guys are always the first two here. I love it. Thank you so much for coming. And hi, Jeanne. Thanks for joining me on YouTube as well. Tomorrow is the last day to get your hands on the paper and ribbon product shares that I'm doing from the mini catalog. I'm having a great response this time. You can get a quarter of a pack of all the new DSPs that are in the mini catalog for $39. And then you can add on the ribbon, which is 2.5 yards of each ribbon, for $12. And then if you want to add on all the coordinating cardstock, you can do that as well. If you get all 3 offerings, then I will give you, hi Sue, thank you for joining me. Hi Lisa, thanks for being here. I package them all up. Hi Mary, thanks for coming. You're on YouTube today, that's fun. Paper and ribbon product shares in tomorrow, January 6th, because the catalog goes live on Tuesday, and I will be purchasing all the paper and ribbon and cardstock I need at that time. So cutoff date is tomorrow night. So be thinking about being a part of my paper and ribbon product share, getting a little bit of all the new things, and being able to decide if you want an entire pack of it or not. So that ends tomorrow night. Next, I have my Floral Delight class. The registration for this ends today. Today's the last day to register for the Floral Delight class. You would need this bundle in order to complete the cards. These cards are beautiful. I'm going to give you a little sneak peek of them here in just a minute, maybe to wet your whistle a little bit so that you realize what a fun, beautiful class this is going to be, and I hope you'll consider joining me for that. Next, I'm just now announcing, this is the first announcement, that the January Craft Along, every month I do a Craft Along event, and Craft Along event means you can buy your kit ahead of my Facebook Live. You can buy it ahead of time, and then you can craft along with me. I give you everything you need to complete 3 cards and it's actually 6 cards, 2 each of 3 designs, and a 3D item. This time we're using this beautiful Everyday Arches suite that is in the online exclusive store. Everyone will get a half a pack of that paper that's shown, a full roll of ribbon, a full roll of embellishments. You need the bundle in order to complete the cards like us, but otherwise we cut the kit, get everything ready for you to go so that when I do my Facebook Live on January 27th, you can craft right along with me. So the information about that will be sent out soon to all my email subscribers. So if you're not an email subscriber, consider subscribing to my email. I'll always put the link to that in the description after my videos are over, okay? All right, so that's it with all the blah, blah, blah for today. I'm going to move to my hands here with another reminder that these catalogs go live on Tuesday, January 7th. It's only 2 days away. Yay. Those of us who are demonstrators or on a team, or happy shoppers, however you want to put it, have already been able to buy a limited supply of everything out of the mini catalog that we want, so that we can get started doing things like I'm doing right now, crafting sneak peeks with you. But any of us, including me, can buy more on Tuesday, January 7th, and all the customers, all you as customers can buy more at that time. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for coming. Good afternoon. Is that a question? Good afternoon. I think you're excited that it's a good afternoon. I know a lot of you are having cold, wintry, blizzardy weather out there. We are bracing for 30 to 40 degrees and a slight chance of snow this week. So that is just fine with me, but I don't like the super cold. But so it's a good thing I live where I do now. I had plenty of that when I lived in Nebraska. Okay, so this is going live on Tuesday, right? Now, the suite I'm going to be working with today is not a celebration product, but it is in the mini catalog. I love it, caught my eye immediately, and I knew I had to have it. It is called the Floral Delight Suite. And in the suite, you get this beautiful stamp set. The wishing is so pretty. And you can say, wishing you were here, wishing you all the best, wishing you a happy birthday, wishing you lots of love, wishing you well. Lots of things you could be wishing people. Beautiful two-step flowers and leaves, but incredible dies with this set. I'm going to be using some of these today, and then I'm going to show you the cards I'm using for Friday night. And I hope that it will encourage you to participate in my class on Friday night or to go. You can get it to go. You just have to pay a little bit extra for shipping. This class is $40 or free with a $45 purchase. And if you purchase $45 or more, you don't have to pay the shipping. Okay, so that's the bundle, the stamps and the dies. And I'm glad Kathy mentioned that because you can also get the PDF only for this class, which is all the instructions for every single card. And it's $15. So if you don't want a kit made for you with all the supplies, you want to just put it together, you can always get the PDF. So look how pretty this paper is. I hope you guys love yellow as much as I do. Look at that yellow gingham, some bright yellows. There's a blue. Let me show you that one. This one has some pool party in it. Great floral patterns here. You can see I've used a lot of these for the class already. And then on the back side of this is just some great accompanying prints that go well with the suite, okay? Now, this is our regular designer series paper. I think it's called Delightful Florals. It's called Floral Delight, just like the suite. That makes sense. Now, this is also so pretty. This is a vellum that coordinates with this suite as well. Look how pretty this is. We have a pool party vellum, we have a floral vellum, and we have this blue with the smaller flowers on it, the pool party with more flowers on it. And we have a blue gingham. Yep, it's also pretty. So you can also get that in this suite as well. So I just wanted to give you a taste of all the beautiful things. You can get this in the suite. You can get this Daffodil Delight ribbon. It's very thin, which has good points and bad points. And then look at these trinkets. Can you guys see these? These are little gold bumblebee trinkets. You will see me using these. You get 40 in a container. 40 bumblebees in a container. Okay? So let's get started on our project for today. I know. See, I think this is why I planned, Kathy, my Floral Delight class in January, because that's exactly when you need some sunshine, right? Okay, here we go. So our card that we're going to make today is this little fun fold right here, a flat fold. It has a lemon lolly card base. You can see those bumblebees on there. You see some two-step stamping. You've got the ribbon. I tried to include a little bit of everything in this suite. You can see that yellow and white gingham peeking out from underneath. And then this is the inside of the card as well. So I love it. I hope you love it. And I hope you enjoy watching me create this card for you today. Okay, so what we're doing, let me get all my pieces where I need them. What I'm doing is starting with a card base that is 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy, I miss you. We need to have lunch soon. 4 1/4 by 11, scored in the middle at 5 1/2. Okay, lemon lolly is the color. And what I'm going to do to this front edge right here is I'm just going to cut 2 inches off the front edge. 2 inches. So I'm going to put this at the 2-inch mark and just cut that off. And so since a card front is normally 5 1/2 inches long by 4 1/4 wide, now I have this front panel, took 2 inches off, so now it's 3 1/2 by 4 1/4. Okay, now we're going to start with a piece of that Floral Delight paper, but I'm going to use the more subtle print on this one. Thanks. Hi, Dana. Thanks for joining me. Hi, Lisa. I'm glad you think it's so pretty. I think it's so pretty too. I love yellow and green. Growing up, my room was yellow and green. And so I've always loved, and I like bright colors. I do a lot of orange in my house. Oh, I got too excited about that. Okay, I got to go light on this. You know, Seal Plus, you really just need a light touch. Okay, there we go. All right, so this piece, I'm going to use the more subtle side, is going to go right here on the inside of my card, right like that. Okay, now I'm going to focus on the outside of my card, and then I'll come back to the inside. So I have this front flap that is 3 1/2 by 4 1/4, and I've cut one of the panels of the DSP that is a pecan pie kind of, it looks kind of like fabric, right? Now something fun, one of the fun dies that you get in the set is, oh, I threw it on the ground here. That wasn't smart. When I put the whole suite on the ground, I threw it on the ground. Is this little piece right here, okay? Now, the fun thing about this little piece right there is that it cuts out all of these elements, but it doesn't cut through the card. So I'm going to put this right here in this bottom left corner. I'm going to go behind me to my die cutting machine, and I'm going to cut out that little corner, and it's just going to add an element of texture to the card, and that yellow is going to show through it from the underneath side. Now, something else you could do, can you see this? That's what it did. Isn't that fun? You can, even if you wanted to, put a different color behind it. If you wanted to put even some silver or gold behind it, you could certainly do that. Now this piece is going to get adhered right here on the front. And see how that shows through there? Isn't that so pretty? Do you guys need me to zoom in just a little bit? Maybe that will help right there. Okay, so I'm going to grab my liquid glue, and I'm going to glue this onto my front here. I'm using liquid glue because I want to be able to get kind of around these little pieces right here so that it adheres really well. Okay, right like that. There we go. I'm going to press that down right like that. Okay, now you will need 2 pieces of pecan pie. It always makes me hungry when I say that. I love pecan pie, but I'm on a sugar fast right now, and I decided to do it for my health and just because I overdid it at Christmas time as well. And it's not an easy feat, you guys. It's kind of difficult to give up sugar. So I've had a little bit of a headache and not felt really good, but it's all my fault. I blame myself. So now this piece is cut 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, and I'm adding to the top a piece that is 3 by 4 of that yellow gingham. It's the opposite side of one of the flowers, right? So I'm going to unfortunately put glue all over these beautiful flowers and adhere this gingham, yellow gingham check to the front right there. It looks pretty bold, but actually our white panel is going to end up, it's going to go right here on the front, but our white panel is going to end up covering a lot of that up. Fortunately, unfortunately, however you want to look at it. So now I have another panel. That's not the right one. Let's see if I can find the right one here. Here we go. That is 2 3/4 by 3. 2 3/4. Let me think about this. That's 3 by 4. It is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4 is the width of this basic white. And I'm going to start decorating this. And the first thing I'm going to do is get that yellow ribbon and wrap it around the bottom edge. And tie it in a bow over here on the left side. I do too, Dana. I really like all of these colors together. And I really like, I'll show you in a second my other cards. I really like the pool party with the yellow as well. It's super pretty. Here we go. So how many of you loved this suite when you first saw it, or you were like, oh, I don't know if that one's for me? I definitely was love at first sight for me, which is why I'm having it as my first class of the year. Here, okay, so there we go. Tying a bow right there. Gonna cut off the ends a little bit. And while we're doing the rest of the stuff, I'm gonna put a tiny drop of, I'm thinking as I'm talking right here, I'm gonna take a tiny drop of liquid glue and put it right underneath the knot of that bow, just a tiny little drop. And then I'm going to use my clothespin to hold that in place right there while we work on the rest of what we're going to put on the front of the card. So I'm just going to put this off to the side here with my other pieces, okay? All right, now we don't need that still. On this scrap piece of paper, I'm going to start stamping my elements for the front. The first thing I'm going to do is stamp my wishing, and wishing is going to be stamped in pecan pie. Wishing, wishing. And I'm going to put wishing right on this white panel in pecan pie. There we go. Isn't that pretty? And then I am also going to take my flower elements and my leaf element. And I'll stamp the leaves first. And my leaves are going to be Old Olive. There we go. Do one more. There we go. And then my flowers are going to be a combination of Lemon Lolly and Daffodil Delight. Okay, so I'm going to start with my Daffodil Delight, and it's going to be my more detailed part of the flower. So I kind of took this from these flowers right here. Do you see how the detail is a little bit darker than the outside? Okay, so that is what I'm shooting for. So here's the detail in Daffodil Delight. Here's another one. There we go. Put that aside. And then my Lemon Lolly is going to be the lighter solid color. Okay, now you could make yourself crazy trying to line up this flower with these pieces. Trust me, I've tried and tried. So I've decided just to get it as best I can. And you guys, you know what? Once you die cut it out, it's very forgiving. Okay, so don't feel like you have to line everything up exact. I've done a lot of these in the last few days, and once you die cut it out, you don't, it doesn't really matter. You can't really notice anything weird or different about the flowers if they're not lined up exactly right. Flowers are that way, right? Okay, one more thing is that I've got this piece of lemon lolly that I have left over from cutting off the front of my card. And on this, I'm going to stamp you a happy birthday. So it's going to say, wishing you a happy birthday. Just stamp that right there like that. Okay, and that's all my stamping. Now all I have to do is die cut. Well, I lied. There is some stamping on the inside. This is all the stamping for the outside. Okay, so I'm going to grab my dies here and a little bit of my Post-it note tape. And I'm going to have to run this through 2 times because I have 2 flowers and 2 leaves, right? So I'm going to start with wishing you a happy birthday, right like that. And I could have done this all ahead of time, but this time I decided I wanted to show you how to stamp and do everything. So I decided I'm just going to do it with you on camera. Now, the cool thing here is with the wishing, see how this just outlines those words perfectly? And I just make sure I can see all the lines inside the die, and then I'll tape it down. There we go. Okay, and then I have a die for the flower right here. And like I said, don't make yourself crazy trying to get everything to line up perfectly. I give it my best shot and then I tape it down. There we go. And then the leaves are super easy to match up. I'm going to grab a piece of tear and tape again, right there. Okay, and I'm going to go over here to my die cutting machine and I'm going to run all of this through at the same time. And then I will need to come back and do my flowers and my leaves one more time here. So the last cowboy game of the season was today. I cannot say I am sad about that. We have some big cowboy fans in our family, and it's been a rough year. So I'm ready to have the Cowboys done. I'm sure my family is sad that I'm saying that, but it's just the truth. The Chiefs, on the other hand, are doing great. They don't even have to win their game today to go to the playoffs, right? I love the Chiefs as well. We definitely have some Chief fans in our family as well. Okay, so here we go again. I'm going to do my best to line this all up. I'm not going to worry too much if it's a tiny bit off. There we go. And my wishing right here. And let me move my leaf over. And one more roll through the die cutting machine and we have all our pieces ready to go. There we go. Okay. So this is definitely one of those sweets, right, that takes a little more patience with all the pieces, but the cards just turn out so beautiful. I think it's worth the effort on these. I'm really not one for a lot of fussiness, but I like the results of fussiness, right? Okay, so there we go. I'm going to pull all my dies away, make sure I don't lose any of them. And I'm going to come back to my card front here. Okay, so I think now that I have this hooked in, it's not going to move on us, which is good. I'm going to start with my flowers, and I'm going to pop each of these up with dimensionals. Here we go. here in this corner. Here's another one. Kind of go right beside it right there. Maybe a little bit higher. There we go. And then I'm just going to tuck these leaves in, and they're going to go underneath, but flat against the front. This is my fine tip glue bottle that wants to clog up after every pour. But I keep my trusty little sewing pins over here beside me, and you don't need very much glue. Just need a little. There we go. That one's going to go right there. Well, enjoy, Dana, and yeah, come back and watch me. It will be here forever. So thank you for jumping in when you could. There you go. So there's my flowers. I have my wishing here, and wishing is going to go right like this. And really, I only need some, let's see, I only need some mini dimensionals on my G and my W and maybe my S and N in between. I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there on the tip of the H so that we can just put that flat against the flowers because they're already lifted. They don't need to be lifted again. So I'm just adding little mini dimensionals behind here. I like that they gave us the space to put those in. One on my W right here. Okay. I'm going to peel that off. So what is on the top of your list for celebration starts on Tuesday, January 7th. I think, gosh, it's hard to know what's going to be the most popular. Tomorrow I'm going to show you projects using the boho paper from Celebration, and I really love that paper too. So wishing right there, and then you a happy birthday is going to slip right underneath there, right like that. Maybe a little bit more in this direction right here. So I'm going to add some dimensionals on that, some minis. Maybe you guys shout out and tell me right now as you're looking at Celebration what your favorites are. Is it the pelicans? Is it the fruit paper? Is it the boho paper? Is it the purple sequins or the purple seam binding ribbon? Is it the Blooms Impressions paper? There's so many great things. Lots of great stamp sets as well. Okay, you a happy birthday right there. Wishing you a happy birthday. Isn't that lovely? Okay, so now I'm going to just adhere this flat to my front right there. And I then am going to add my bumblebees to the front of my card. Kind of fill in some of those white spaces with that. Okay, and then this is going to go on the front right here. I'm going to center it. So it is going to cover up some of those elements, but they're still going to peek through. I love those too, Sue. Bloom's Impressions paper. Yes, I love that. Oh, Brenda, I get it. There's a lot of people in Midland, Texas that are Chief fans, mainly because, you know, Mahomes went to Texas Tech. So we have a lot of Chief fans in this area for sure. I'm putting an ample number of dimensionals on the back of that, right? Happy New Year to you from the Netherlands. I don't know if I've ever had a Netherlands watcher before, and I don't even want to try to pronounce your name. It looks to me in Texas phonics, it looks Aniki is what it looks like, but thank you for watching regardless. I'm glad you're here from the Netherlands. Thanks for joining me. I've had Australians watch me before, but I don't know if I've ever had anybody from the Netherlands. Thanks for joining me. Okay, so there we go. What's really going to make this pop, and it may not work. Oh, it did work. Good. Since I kind of glued that down, I want that bow to be just a tiny bit smaller. There we go. Okay, is these cute little bumblebees. And I showed them to you. Here they are. And this is how I have found is the best way to put these on my card, because they are so stinking tiny, you guys. They are itty bitty. Look how little those are. Itty bitty. Here we go. So if you're watching me for the first time, or I'm pretty new to you, I would love it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel or like my Facebook, be a follower of my Facebook. That would really help me a lot. And so what I found, this is what we're going to do. You ready? I'm just going to take my detailed fine tip glue. I'm just going to put tiny little dots around where I want those bumblebees, okay? Then I'm gonna pick up my bumblebees with my take your pick tool, the putty end right there. And I found that I can pick them up, I can lay them right on that dot, I use my finger and I hold it, okay? Let's do it once again. This one's gonna turn a little bit. This bee's gonna be going this way. There we go. Boy, this is going much easier. See? Darn it. Okay, I'm going to put that one away. Let's try that again. I dropped it too soon. And I was getting ready to brag about it. And that's, you know, God saying, Judy, humble yourself. There you go. Aren't those cute? Those little gold bumblebees just flying around those blooms like that. All right, so let's do the inside of our card. I have another piece of that pecan pie paper and another piece of now basic white. So my pecan pie is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, and my basic white is 3 by 4. And I'm just going to come back to those blooms. And I'm going to do that once again, first in Daffodil Delight, followed by some Lemon Lolly and a leaf or two on the inside. Okay, so here we go. What do I have? My Daffodil Delight right here is going to go right there and right there. Good. I'm going to come in with my Lemon Lolly. I didn't think I would like Lemon Lolly at first, but it is a really soft yellow that definitely doesn't overwhelm. I'm going to just stamp that right on top right there. Do the same thing here. There we go. And then I've got some leaves in Old Olive. I'll show you in just a second, Aniki. If I'm saying your name right, forgive me if I'm not. I'll tell you what I did. I'm going to show you a card where I used the vellum, and I'll show you tell you how I attached it. It really, so then I did 2 in Old Olive, and now I'm going to stamp off and do another one right there. And I'm going to stamp off and do another one kind of right in there. Okay. I'm going to attach my white to my pecan pie. There we go. Now, I want this panel to go on the inside, but I want it to hide behind this panel right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it all up right like that. I'm going to add my Seal Plus to the back here. Maybe it's this Seal Plus that I'm struggling with. Or maybe I'm just getting too anxious. There we go. Okay, so I want this panel to line up exactly with this panel here. So I'm going to line them up. I'm going to hold it in place. And then I'm going to fold this back side over on top of it and press. Yeah. Hi, Imelda. I love this card too. Imelda signed up for my class on Friday, so you'll get to make this card. So here we go. Here's the final version of this card. Wishing you a happy birthday. And it opens like this and you can write inside. So pretty, isn't it? And don't you like how the inside panel, you can't see it at all from the outside? It's like a little secret inside there. I know I'm not communicating that very well, but so this is the card that we made today. I want to real quickly show you the other cards that we're going to make. So Imelda, if you don't want to see them, you don't have to look. So here's one. This one's very simple. I have my next two have a ton of die cutting on it. And so I wanted to make one that was a little simpler. So this is the regular DSP, not the vellum. And then here's another one we'll be making. Wishing you were here. And you can see there's like 9 die cuts on that. It is very die cut heavy. And this is the inside. So very pretty, right? Isn't that fun? And I don't know if you can see all the depth on that, but it is very pretty. And this one is one that I used the vellum with. And you know what I found? I used regular seal just at the very top and bottom of each of these panels, regular seal. And I did not have any, I cannot see through any glue through it. Here, I'll bring it up really tall. Can you see any glue through that? Now, a demo friend of mine said that's what she does when she's putting vellum. And I didn't have any trouble. I cannot see the glue. So I tried it and it definitely worked for me. Isn't this beautiful card? So the people who are registered for my class, in person or to go, are going to get a kit to make 2 each of these cards. Today is the last day to register, so I will put a link in the description after this video is over. Thank you so much. You guys are so encouraging. And if you would like to register, I would be happy to send you a kit to make those beautiful Floral Delight cards. I'm coming back so I can say a proper goodbye. It is a beautiful day in Midland, Texas, and I hope you are having a beautiful life. In church today, our minister talked about making vows to God. And if you've made a vow to God and you haven't followed through with it, now's the time to do that, right? God has been right there by your side. Now it's the time to go all in. And I can tell you that for me, that's always been a blessing in my life. So blah, blah, blah. I don't want to be preachy, but I was just thinking today about his sermon and just about the importance of just really putting your faith where it needs to be and following through on commitments. So anyway, God bless everybody. I will see you tomorrow. Our online class of the week this week is going to be so much fun. I'll show you real quick. We're going to be using the Hugs for Love bundle this week. Also this silver and white ribbon, our gold hearts, and that boho 6x6 paper. So join me tomorrow. I'll do 3 cards. Tuesday I'll do a fun fold, and Wednesday I'll do a 3D item, all made from the same bundle. So I will see you at my regular time tomorrow, which is 12 noon. Thanks for joining me, and God bless. Bye-bye.